Before we kick off today's mailbag here on Chicago Bears Now, subscribe to us here at Chicago Bears Now. We're closing in on 30K. We're also closing in on the 49ers report. That's just over 7,000 subs ahead of us. A couple of months ago, I started this movement. I want to catch the 49ers report by the end of, football season. Can we get there in the next 5 months? It's going to be tough. They've got a healthy lead on us, but we've already made up over 1,000 subs in ground in the last, 3 months or so. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum train going. We all know Justin Fields is going to be better than Trey Lance. So hit that subscribe button. We've got the latest Bears news and rumors all year long. It is mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now, so hey, get your questions in. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. The only way you can be a part of these mailbags is a part of our live shows every single Tuesday. Bear Forever, appreciate the Super Chat. Who is one player not named Justin Fields you're watching close in training camp or preseason? Oh, man. Jalen Johnson's a guy I'm keeping an eye on. I want to see if he can elevate to CB1. Obviously, Teven Jenkins at left tackle. That's pretty damn important. Keeping an eye on him. Cole Kmet, you take that next step. Can he be that true number one tight end? Those are a few names. Robert Quinn, does he bounce back this year? Those are 4, 5, 6 guys I'm keeping an eye on. Obviously, Tariq Cohen, Daz Newsome following their injury statuses. But there's a lot of guys to watch out for and be excited for during training camp. Another Super Chat, had a few of them here. Appreciate you guys for pumping them in. El Nino says, if healthy, potentially top ranking for the offense and defense. Like the highest it could possibly be. I'll just answer it based on that. Fully healthy, everything goes well. I think the offense could maybe push for top 15. I think this running game has really big potential, and I think the quarterback play would be better. Defense has top 5 potential. I think they're like fringe top 10 on paper right now. If you figure out CB2, and if Eddie Goldman and Robert Quinn play bigger roles this year, obviously Goldman didn't play last year, then that will go a long way into maybe having a top 5 defense. Toffles, I love the beard. Don't shave it. Hey, live poll. Let's see. We can go ahead and ask that question, Jack. I think we've got that way, and still, it's during the build-up chunk. Should I shave my beard? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Appreciate the super chat from Toffles. 56% of you say no on the live poll. 44% say yes. If you're not watching live, type your Y for yes. Type your N for no. Should I shave my beard? It's getting a little thick, so people are talking, but hey, I might just let it ride. Appreciate it, Zach, for the $5 super chat. Feel free to use hashtag Bears and ask a question. JR Production is next up here. Do you really think Mack will have a great year? I do. He was great last year. You know, he missed a few opportunities on sacks, but this is still one of the most dominant forces defensively in the NFL. I think Robert Quinn will play better this year. That should help him out. I think Eddie Goldman helps as well. I think Khalil Mack's poised to 11, 12 sacks this year, especially with the extra game. So yeah, I'm pretty fired up about the season he's going to have. Daddy Longlegs the third. If it's truly Aaron Rodgers last year, could the Bears sign Davante Adams next year? I mean, I'm down. That'd be awesome, right? I love Allen Robinson, but Davante Adams is better, and I'd pay for him over A-Rob if you have to pay a little bit more. This guy is a premier receiver. 18 touchdowns is ridiculous. 115 catches is just absurd. Almost 1,400 yards. I've always respected him. He's a great player. Doesn't have much of an ego either, which a lot of receivers do in today's NFL, which A-Rob doesn't either. That's why I've always liked him as well. I would definitely take a swing at Davante Adams if he became available. Should the Bears try to sign Adams next year? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Try? Absolutely. Will they get him? Obviously, we'll have to see how things shake out this year. Scott Osborne, what is the process of signing Jesse James? You didn't really have a good tight end 3, honestly. J.P. Holtz sucks. Jake Butt has upside, but he has been hurt his entire NFL career. I think the Bears wanted a decent, reliable, cheap number 3 tight end. That is what Jesse James is. He will be more effective, especially as a blocker, than Demetrius Harris was last year. Eric Stark, what could we get in a trade for Tariq Cohen? Not much, honestly. You gave him $6-7 million per year on a 3-year contract for almost $20 million. He's not an every down back. A day 3 pick. you got a 5th for Anthony Miller and gave up a 7th, and wide receivers are more valuable than backs. I think Cohen's better than Miller, but it would probably be in similar range, although maybe not even that much with what you paid Cohen. You just hope Cohen comes back and can contribute. That's what you're hoping for. Andy M., are you more worried about left or right tackle? Always left. The answer should always be left unless you have one of the 3 or 4 lockdown left tackles. When you're putting a rookie over there, I don't care how good he is, what his scouting report is, that's at least a concern. I'm confident in Teven Jenkins. I think he'll be a good player, but played most of your right tackle in college, so there's at least going to be a learning curve there. I'm more worried over there. And plus, Jermaine Ifedi, while he's not great, he was fine last year, and you can get by with average right tackle play. Baldell, best show for Bears news. Appreciate you, my man. Harrison, you know your stuff. What you think of a defensive tackle duo of Hicks in his prime and John Randall in his prime? That would be electric, obviously. That would be very, very good. But, hey, I like the current guys. Eddie Goldman's really good. Bilal Nichols played well last year. I'm focusing on the here and now. So that's fun to think about. But, hey, let's have a dominant defensive tackle duo this year, too, shall we? Burning Toast, what do we do with Nick Foles? You trade him if you can. You keep him if you can't, because cutting him doesn't do you any good. You lose money if you cut him. So just the way the contract's set up. Hopefully they can trade him between now and week 1. Scott Osborne, if Robert Quinn doesn't get the pressure needed opposite of Khalil Mack, who is best suited to replace him as a starter? I mean, I kind of think that's why you signed Jeremiah Tacho. He's not great, but he's played a decent amount in this league. Could a guy like Travis Gibson be ready for that role? Charles Snowden as a UDFA? Maybe. I mean, you paid Quinn to be that guy. You just have to hope he is. Look, I don't think he'll be as bad as he was last year, but there's almost no chance he'll ever be what you paid him to be when you signed him to a $70 million contract. Show the love. Who is your favorite Bears player ever? Could be a current Bear. Let us know what you guys think on this one. Favorite Bears player of all time. Let's hear it in the comments. And hey, maybe it's already Justin Fields, and if it is, you can get his jersey right now, his #1 Nike Authentic jersey at chatsports.com/Fields1. We've got every color available for you guys with the navy, the white, the orange. We also have some of the t-shirt jerseys as well at that same link. So maybe you're on a budget, you can get one of those also. chatsports.com/Fields1. Nike Authentic Justin Fields jerseys. Pick one up today. That link will be in the comments and in the description. From my burner account, I just got here, but what draft picks do we have coming up in the next year? I don't have it in front of me. Obviously, you just picked up an extra 5th. You lost a 7th. You don't have a 1st. I think they have 5 or 6 picks. They don't have a ton of draft capital. The Bears don't. Obviously, not having a 1st makes it difficult, but hey, that's the price you pay when you go up and get Justin Fields. Zachary, if Teven Jenkins struggles at the NFL level and at left tackle, what's the best contingency plan? Probably signing a vet tackle. You know, it would have been nice if you had Morgan Moses. You could have just played Jenkins at right tackle, made Ifedi your swing tackle. I don't know. I don't like the idea of putting Ifedi at left tackle. I guess you would put Wilkinson over there in the short term. That's not something I'm thrilled about. Really, you just need Jenkins to hold his own. That's what it comes down to. Lucas Prang, do you think Robinson will primarily play in the slot, or will he frequently move around? I think he'll frequently move around, but I do think he'll play a lot of slot. I think the Bears like the idea of putting more speed on the outside and getting A-Rob some mismatches against nickel corners and safeties. So I couldn't give you percentages on it until I watch a preseason game or two, or even a regular season game or two, but I would say at least 30% of the time he'll probably be in the slot. Shanav, how does losing Kyle Fuller impact the secondary? Obviously quite a bit. He's a very good corner. He's a, middle-of-the-pack #1 corner, which means he's very good. But I like Jalen Johnson. You know, you had to cut somebody to clear some cap. I would have rather kept Fuller, but that was not meant to be. Now it comes down to guys like Kendall Vildor and Duke Shelley, and maybe a guy like, obviously, Desmond Trufant, maybe Thomas Graham. Who knows? Competition's going to be heavy at corner after Jalen Johnson. We have time for a couple more questions, but if we don't get to you, that's okay, because you can tweet at me, at HGramNFL. Give me a follow on Twitter. Always chopping up some Bears football with you guys. So follow me over there, tweet at me, and we'll answer as many questions during the rest of the show, but also on Twitter as well. El Nino, how much of an impact will Damian Williams have at running back? I think it'll be like a good change of pace back. Look, he was really good in Kansas City. I thought he was the unsung hero of the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Patrick Mahomes really struggled for about 2 quarters in that game, and Williams kind of kept that offense afloat. Even when they weren't scoring points, they were able to run the football a little bit. I think him and Tariq Cohen will kind of be 2A, 2B behind David Montgomery. Jessup, if Mack has a good year, keep or trade him. Probably keep him, right? I mean, yeah. You don't want to trade superstar talent unless you just have to for salary cap purposes, or you feel like you're getting something that you can't turn down in return. Look, there's been some chatter, maybe trade Khalil Mack next year. It's possible. He's over the age of 30. If you get a first-round pick and a player or multiple firsts, that's something you have to consider. But obviously, I would rather just keep him in the fold. Joel Fernandez, will Fields win Rookie of the Year? He has an aggressive O-line and a ton of weapons. Depends when he takes over. I think it's possible. I think if he's in there by week 5 or 6, he could still win it, especially if he leads this team to the playoffs. But the competition's going to be stiff. You got Trevor Lawrence, you got Zach Wilson. Both those guys are going to be starting right away. What if a guy like Kyle Pitts has 1,200 yards this year? that could be some good competition as well. And then drawing a blank on his name, but the running back in Pittsburgh also, rookie out of Alabama, Najee Harris. Thank you, producer Jack. Stiff competition this year, but I think Fields at least has a chance. Jason Bates, over/under top 10 defense this year. I think they're right there around number 10 right now. I think the potential is to be in that top 5 or 6 if a couple things go in the Bears' favor. I think Sean Desai will be a breath of fresh air. I thought Chuck Pagano got a little bit stale. And if the offense is better, that will help the defense as well. So I definitely think top 10. Now, top 5, we'll have to wait and see. Last question here, unless we get a super chat. Tim Hill, what can we get for Foles? I prefer a DB. Honestly, if you're expecting anything in return for Nick Foles, you're going to be disappointed. Here's what you get. $4 million in cap relief. That's what you get. Maybe you get a 6th or 7th round pick. I doubt you get a player for him because his contract just isn't that good.